Welcome to the Odyssey live news stream here today. I hope everyone is doing fantastic today. Today is a really good day, right? It's a good day to talk about Nintendo news. It's a good day to hang out, good day to spend time with family, good day to do things, right? To move up and to just dream, right? I have a lot of dreams. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of dreams too. And so today is a good day for everything, right? So today we have good news, good news and bad news inside the world of Nintendo. And I wanted to do a live stream. First thing, because I wanted to spend time with you guys. I wanted to come here and spend time with all of you. Today, I did not release a video. I wanted to come live and just kind of be with you guys and just chill and talk to you guys, right? Videos are one-sided conversations where I talk to you, but live streams, we can talk to each other and we can kind of, share each other's opinions and stuff like that. So that's why I want to do more live streams. Thank you to all 48 of you here today. You guys are amazing and awesome. And I hope you enjoy the live stream, right? First thing I want to do is, of course, shout your name out, right? If you are here right now, go ahead and leave a comment in the chat, right? You can do an emoji. If you're just sitting back and watching the show, having a snack or something, that's perfectly fine. If you want a shout out, you can just leave an emoji in the chat. As long as I see your name, I will give you a shout out. If you want me to shout out something as well, just write down below. All right, say watching from certain place, or here just sitting back watching this and that, and then I'll go ahead and shout you out exactly with your comment as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the list here of amazing people that are watching. Now we have 52 watchers. Thank you so much. 52 watchers. You guys are all amazing. Right now, I'm about to shout you out. So go ahead, get to those comments right now. Leave a chat, leave an emoji, whatever it is you want to leave there. leave it down right now, and I'm going to go ahead and shout your name out. All right, so I'm going to start here with, we got the SP21, yo, saying yo, hello. Thank you so much for being here. We got Academy member, moderator. Blue Moon is in the house. We got Yvonne, Academy member, in the house as well. We also have Academy member and moderator Jan Mars in the house. Hello, Jan. We got Hyrule Warrior saying, what's up, Mike? I say, what's up, Hyrule? All right, we got, let's see here. We got Lee White, Academy member Lee White saying, love these. Thank you so much, Lee. You are awesome. We got Academy member Crazy Scott is in the house. Get some music back here. All right, we got Chris, Academy member Chris Lancer is in the house. Says, hopefully everyone is doing well. That's so awesome, Chris. Yes, hopefully everybody is doing well. We got the Elemental Hero, the Shadow Link, Dragon, Wolfkit is in the house as well. Thank you for being here. We got Otaku Riz is in the house. What's up? What's up? We also have CMont617 giving a fist bump. Fist bump, you do. We got Fernando Diaz with the sunshades. And we also got Speedly. Is it Speedly or is it Speedly? So it's Speedly with the yo. What's up, yo? We also got Rufus London. What's good, Mike? I'm from St. Louis. Awesome, from St. Louis. That is so awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We got a super chat from Owen Henderson. Thank you for that amazing super chat. I appreciate you more than you know. I appreciate every support here on the channel. You guys are awesome. You know I'm full-time now, right? So every little bit helps, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Owen Henderson. You are awesome. We got Scott Lane. Scott Lane is like an actor name, right? Listening while working. Love the streams. Thank you so much, Scott. Having an amazing time at work. A very good productive time at work as well. We got Brian Applegate. Hi, I'm looking forward to finding out the good and bad news of today for Nintendo. Yes, we're gonna go over it right away. Gaming with Sleuthing. Hope you're well. Thank you so much. Gaming with Sleuthing. I hope you're doing well as well. We also got Jason Gani. I am ready to finally get some meat to TBJ's system. I don't know what that is. And moving forward, we got Stephen Lancy. Did I say Stephen Lancy already? Good vibes, Stephen Lancy. Thank you so much. All right, we got Owen Wilson says, for some reason super chat I just didn't go through. Thanks so much for all you do. I appreciate your positive spirit. Thank you so much, Owen. I appreciate you too as well. I'm trying to keep it positive here because there's too much negativity in the world, right? So we have to come together into one place just to be uplifting and positive, right? Wink the Man 07. By the way, I love that name. Wink the Man 07. What's up? What's going on? We also got John Cirello. I think it's a Circello, giving a nice emoji, fist bump, and fire. Let's see here. Brad Fat. What's up, Brad Fat? We got Corey Boehm. Two things. Journey on. Never give up. You're right. Let's see here. David. We got David in the house. Sup, bro? Hope we see the new Nintendo soon. Man, it's going to be sooner than we think. Let's see here. Adam Joshua saying, God bless you, GBU. God bless you too, bro. We got Link in the house saying, hey, everyone. And we got Roez saying, hi, Mike. What's up, Roez? Appreciate you. Let's see here. We got 58 viewers. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to be talking about two big topics today in the world of Nintendo. And at any point, if I miss your name, I'm so sorry. But if at any point you just put an emoji in the chat and I happen to see it, I will shout you, I promise, throughout the stream. Okay. So what's happening? We're talking about two major things today for Nintendo, and I'm doing it live. That way we can I can get questions from you guys if you have any questions, and I can go ahead and answer you right away as well. So the first part, some Nintendo information has leaked. Some Nintendo Switch 2 information has leaked. And I call it a leak just because major outlets are reporting it as well. So we have CNN reporting it. We have CNBC reporting it, right? Major outlets, right? And then we also have our major Nintendo news outlets, My Nintendo News, GoNintendo.com, of course, NintendoLife.com. They are a major news outlet, and so that's why I call this a leak. I would not call this a leak if somebody just on Twitter would say this, or somebody was just like a fellow content creator. I will call it a leak if major people are covering it, and if the source it comes from a bigger source, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna go over it together. Okay, we're gonna read together and go over this news together regarding this Nintendo Switch 2 leak. After the Nintendo Switch 2 leak, then we'll go over to the other news, and then we'll get some questions answered in the chat. Let's see here. All right, so the first one is, let's see here. Let me know if everyone can see it right there. I'm here at My Nintendo News. Oh, this is Go Nintendo. This is actually Go Nintendo, and I'm pretty sure you've heard this from other content creators, but here you can get my opinion, and I can ask for yours, right? So it says here, rumor, Taiwanese insider reports on Switch successors improved specs and $400 price point. Now, the first question I want to ask you guys in the chat, go ahead and write down. What do you guys think about this right off the bat? What do you guys think about the $400 price point? Do you think it's good for Nintendo to establish that price point for the Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 or whatever they decide to call it? Is it a good price point for you if you were to buy a Nintendo Switch? $400. I want to know from you if it's good, right? Let's see here. Continue reading. All right, so it's that time of the generation when we're getting inundated with new rumors about the next Nintendo console every week. The latest report comes courtesy of an article on Taiwanese economic site. Just to let you know, guys, what the screen that you're seeing is not the same one I'm seeing. I'm seeing a bigger screen with bigger letters and bigger bold. That way I can actually read it, because if you didn't know, I'm legally blind, so I can't really see out of one eye. Got 60% of one on the other eye. But just to let you know, I have my disability set up here, and it's going smooth. It's going good. So I hope I don't make any mistakes on reading anything. Okay. So yeah, we got some information here. Taiwanese economic site in which the system is referred to as the new Switch, and some of its hardware specs are detailed. So let's go ahead here. Here are the juiciest points of what the new Switch console will feature. Okay, so apparently, well, not apparently, this has been out for a while. The NVIDIA 239 chip processor will be powering the Nintendo Switch 2, and that is not new. We've actually covered that leak a long time ago, before the Switch Pro thing was a thing, right? The NVIDIA 239 chip. So it looks like it continues to be the chip that powers the Nintendo Switch. The 8 gigabytes of RAM, to me, that's a little low when it comes to next gen system, right? If Nintendo is planning on giving us next gen games, then I hope that a little higher than that, right? 64 gigabytes of storage, again, very low. That's too low for a Nintendo system, right? For a system that is apparently gonna have bigger games, right? Third-party games. Like, let's say they bring a game like I don't know, for example, Spider-Man 2, right? It's never gonna happen to Sony, but those games are big. They're huge, and so in order for that to be on the Switch, then we need better storage, right? And it'll be cool if Nintendo gives us like 3 storage options, maybe 64, maybe one for 500 gigabytes, and then the other one for like a terabyte, you know. But yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna go over the chat here just to see what you guys think about the price, and we have some people saying that's fair. All right, 64 gigabytes of storage is pretty terrible. I agree. That is just something crazy. I love this. See, this is what I love. We go over the news together, and then we talk about it, right? I don't just talk by myself, but we go over the news. You guys give me your opinions, and we're gonna go over it together. All right, we have here saying it's a fair price because current Switch is $300, and with technology advancing with Switch 2, with more power and better features, it makes sense. Yep, I agree. What's up, Gina? Gina, you're here. Well, welcome. All right, let's see here. There's always just micro SD cards. You're right. I mean, you're also right. We can always expand the storage with micro SD cards, and I think that's a good thing, right? All right, we got Trusty Fly, Breath of the Wild, and Batman, and you are done on space. You're right. Breath of the Wild and Batman, and that's it. That's it for the space on 64 gigabytes. All right, who else? $400. It's worth it. It says as long as it's worth $400, it's okay with me. 120, 120 sounds yummy. Yes, it does. It does. I haven't got to that yet, but we'll get to that because it is actually very, very good. Let's go. Let's continue reading here. Okay. So yeah, greatly improved battery life. So greatly improved battery life is one thing that has been promised, and of course, we all need good battery life, right? I hope Nintendo does deliver on that. Hopefully, a full day battery life. That's not too much to ask, right? I mean, we're getting a better chip, a 239 processor chip. I hope they really improve on that. And then 120 refresh rate. It's okay. So for those of you who don't understand refresh rates, right? Picture you having a smartphone, the latest smartphone, right? Have you noticed that when you have the older smartphones and you kind of you scroll down and up on the screen, it looks kind of grainy or kind of like a let's say like a old really old phone smartphone with a touchscreen versus the newer ones, right? You could tell that the newer ones have a they look better, and when you actually scroll on the screen, it feels very fresh, like buttery smooth, right? I don't know why I'm using that word, buttery smooth. And so it looks like you scroll down and up, and it's very smooth and just it just feels like it's natural, right? Even when you open the app, the transitions look great and the colors look great. So basically, that is what a refresh rate does. It makes everything buttery smooth. Again, butter. I don't know what else to pick. I'm guessing I'm gonna make a shirt called buttery smooth, but it makes everything smoother, right? It makes everything like when you kind of scroll, when things are happening, it just feels flawlessly. It doesn't look like it's pixelated or it's kind of jumping at you or skipping frames or something like that, you know. And so that's what 120 screen refresh rate does. It's actually very, very, very good. The top of the line smartphones are actually now at 120 refresh rate. So that's very good, right? And then of course the price for $400. We spoke about that. Yeah, I think it's fair as well. I think it's fair. I think what Nintendo is gonna do is say, hey, here's your Nintendo Switch 2, priced at $399. That's what they're gonna say. They're not gonna say 400. They're gonna try to. They're gonna try. My phone is ringing somewhere. I hear my phone, but I can't find it. Anyway, they're gonna try to psychologically make us think they're buying a $300 console, but $399. So that's where I see it. $399. That $99 thing at the end makes a lot of people kind of feel more at ease than saying $400, right? And so the insider, let's continue to read here. The insider indicates that the price of the system will be increased at 33% from the Switch $300 to $400 due to worries about costs from part suppliers. That makes perfect sense to me, just because if you think about the Nintendo Switch in 2017, parts were very cheap back in the day, right? This is before inflation. Nintendo managed to keep the price point throughout the entire life of the Switch where it needs to be, even if they lost money, because I'm pretty sure that when they reproduced more Switches or made more Switches, they had to shop around because prices went up with inflation. And so Sony and I think Microsoft also increased their prices on their consoles and even their games. And Nintendo didn't. Nintendo kept the Nintendo Switch at $299, the Lite at $199. I think it is. I'm not mistaken, right? $199, and then the Nintendo the Switch OLED at $349, and they stayed on that price throughout the inflation period. So we have to give it up for Nintendo on that point. And I guess, yeah, it's more than fair that Nintendo, this time around with the Nintendo Switch, they put the price at a point where they're not losing as much as they did with the Switch because of the inflation, right? So let's go ahead and highlight some answers here from the chat. PS5 can sell. Let's see here. PS5 can sell very well at $500. Nintendo can do the same. Yeah, I mean, let's see here. The Lite, yeah, the Lite is $199. Let's see here. Bro Lindo says peekaboo. We got there is no mention of DLSS. Yeah, DLSS is more software wise, and it's made possible by the NVIDIA 239. So I'm guessing what they're talking about here is more hardware, right? The hardware part of the switch. For example, the NVIDIA chip is hardware. The 8 gigabytes of RAM is hardware related. The 64 gigabytes of gets hardware as well. Battery life, the hertz, that's the only thing that is software, and I think it could also be hardware with the screen, right? This could also mean that we might be getting mini LED, okay, mini LED rather than just LED. Now, what's the difference between mini LED and LED? Well, mini LED is closer to OLED than LCD, right? It's a newer technology that uses less power, but also produces more light and blacker blacks, darker blacks and stuff like that. That's what OLED is known for. And so mini LED is also a really good technology that hopefully Nintendo could use. It's cheaper than OLED, and they could very well be using that and to produce the 120 hertz screen refresh rate. So that is another thing there. Let's continue finding here. Okay, current comment. We got that. All right, so iPhone LED. That would be cool. iPhone uses it. Yep. We got here. All right, all right, we have a question here. Could the 120 hertz screen be due to some? Hey, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. I'm in the channel. We have found many patents regarding it to be VR, and I think that is a very good question. That is a very good question. So that's the information that has gotten out regarding the Nintendo Switch, and I think I feel, some of it is kind of low. The 8 gigabytes of RAM is kind of low. I think the 64 gigabytes of RAM is just whoa. That's just I don't think that I that's the only part that I have doubt with. I don't doubt too much the 8 gigabytes of RAM. I think we might need at least 16, but the 64 gigabytes of storage for the base model, it's something that I feel like should not be it. I think Nintendo should start at least at 229 or something like that, 250 or 249 gigabytes, or even start at 500 gigabytes. There was another rumor that apparently mentioned that that there will be a model with 500 gigabytes of storage, which I think will be perfect, right? In this world, we need more than 500 gigabytes of RAM just to store our games. I mean, I own the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. They both have terabytes. I download 4 games, and they're almost full. So we do need more on that. Now, announcement wise, see here. I want to get all opinions here. All right, so let's see here. Is it Elazic? Is that what I'm saying right? This is fake 100%. 64 gigabytes. Even Nintendo wouldn't do that. Do so. Yeah, I mean, again, it's let me go back here. It's basically they labeled it a rumor from Taiwanese Insider Report on Switch successor. So basically, a lot of information does come from the same source, from a Taiwanese economic site that kind of reports on major things, and they've gotten a lot of it right. So I would not be surprised. My personal opinion is that 64 gigabytes is laughable. It's just pure laughable, when it comes to storage, right? I don't think the brand new Mario game is going to fit there. I think the brand new open world Mario game that is rumored to come out on Switch alongside the Switch, I think it's going to be more than that, right? So, yeah, I just don't know. I think maybe that they fit on that one, or maybe they didn't get the right information. But yeah, I agree 100%. The storage is way too low. It's just incredibly low. and I think we need more storage than that. All right. Any more questions in the chat before we move to the next topic? Because the next topic is one that's kind of big. All right. It's kind of massive. All right. I think it's bigger than the actual Switch 2 news. Okay. That's how big it is. All right. So let me know if you guys have any more questions or if you want to move on to the next topic. So we can go ahead and move on to the next topic regarding that I want to talk to you guys about, because this one is important. This one is really important, at least for a lot of people, right? So if it's true, I'm not buying the Switch 2. A Paul is seeing a lot of stuff. Exactly, Call of Duty is probably 200 gigabytes. Yeah, Joshua, I agree. 200 Call of Duty is probably over 200 gigabytes, and so that's why I actually, the storage part of that kind of has me a little iffy. So a lot of people having fun with the 8-ball. Let's see here. It says, is there a big new spin on the hardware? Well, so far, what we have on the hardware is what we see here. The NVIDIA chip, the 8 gigabytes of RAM. Right here, this little part right there. The 8 gigabytes of RAM and the 64 gigabytes of storage is what I have doubts on. This greatly improved battery life is very generic, and obviously it's something that will be improved, right? This is new right here. That's 128 hertz of screen refresh rate. That is new. That, if true, it'll be incredible. It'll be awesome, right? Especially playing on handheld mode, right? And the rest of it is not new. The NVIDIA 239, that's not new information. It's just this part right here, right? And everything else is everything else is, you can say it's new. It's new information. It's new information. It says normally they give you an hour spec for battery life. Yeah. Yeah. Here, 120 hertz is also a complete waste of nothing will run the refresh rate. Only indie games. Yeah, indie games. Yeah, normally indie games are the ones who actually takes more advantage of everything, inside. I know all about. Okay. All right. Says here, I know all about NVIDIA, but what is the 239 processor? What does the specs power mean? Is it going to be powerful as PS4, Xbox One, or not at all? So when it comes to the NVIDIA 239, that paired along with what Nintendo is doing internally, the Switch will be more comparable to the Rogue Ally. If you guys have you guys seen the Rogue Ally, is a handheld system it's actually more powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One. I personally believe that the PS4 and the Nintendo Switch 2 will be more powerful than the PS4 and Xbox One. You have to understand that the PS4 and Xbox One are 10-year-old hardware. They're from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we were still using hard drives. Just to give you an idea on because when you play a game, when you actually play a game, right? What's most important to you, right? You want fast load times, right? You want your game to not take forever loading, right? Like when you're playing NBA 2K or whatever, you want the load times to be less, right? You want the refresh rate to be faster. You want, when you're in an open world game or any other action game, you want it to look buttery smooth. You want it to load fast. You don't want to see any clipping. You want the game to look very good, right? You want the game to look crisp, nice. Like, depending on what game it is, whether it's a game with an animated art style or it's a hyper realistic version of a game like Call of Duty is, right? You want to see that. You want buttery freshness, and I just keep going back to the buttery thing, right? So what's happening with the Nintendo Switch 2, right? And people keep that comparison with these Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, I disagree with, because the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, they all have 10-year-old technology. And even if you take the same exact chip, as powerful as it was an Xbox One, right? And you take it and bring it to the future, and you pair it with the right technology, then you're going to end up having a more powerful system than the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 was 10 years ago. So let's go ahead and build one right now, right? We'll take that. We'll take the PS4 chip, right? And we'll put it in the Nintendo Switch. After that, we'll take and instead of having a hard drive, right? Let's look at a hard drive, right? We'll do a hard drive. We'll do a hard drive here. Okay. Well, this is the hard drive, right? This is what we used to have back in 10 years ago, right? We didn't have SSD, we didn't have M.2, so we've had in 10 years, we've had about 5 or 6 upgrades to this technology right here. And this is what the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One used, right? This is so important to how fast your game operates, because the writing speeds are determined how fast everything loads up and how fast everything reads. Right now, compared to what the computers did back in the day, or PlayStation 4 and stuff like that back in the day with hard drives take time to kind of read things. SSD less, and M.2s are almost instant when it comes to reads, right? Reading. How fast does the storage read the game, right? We used to use discs. Now it's all digital, right? This is like the little disc here. Now it's all digital. Now, when you pair that with the M.2, which is what Nintendo is going to use for storage, and what PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X uses as storage, that little thing. Look, it's this small. They have it. Actually, you know what? Let me show you one, because I have one. All right, so here it is. Let me go ahead and get in. Let me go ahead and get the screen here. All right, this right here. I can open it and show you. That what I showed you there is the hard drive. Let me show you again. If I can show you here again. That right there is a hard drive, right? From back in the day. And this is the hard drive from now. You get that? Let's see here. Come on, focus. There you go. This is the hard drive from now. This is an M.2 drive. Oops. It was an M.2 drive. I think I broke it. Anyway, so this right here, this is it. This is an M.2 drive right here. The speed, this is the 1 terabyte one, right? And the speed on this is almost instant, right? This is right here. This is the storage that I use to when I record my videos, and I store them here. And I'm transferring from my camera to this. It's almost instant. It's instant. It transfers 4 gigabytes of data in less than 10 seconds. Okay, less than 10 seconds for 4 gigabytes of data from the computer or from the camera to this, or from the computer to this. Okay, so that upgrade itself to that chip from the PlayStation 4 just makes it all more powerful. Now we have another thing that is being done by Nintendo and by Nvidia, which is upscaling, which is AI upscaling. Artificial intelligence is software, but is another tool that is going to bring the system even higher. Something that did not exist 10 years ago. Did you hear about that? Was AI this big thing? ChatGPT and all this stuff 10 years ago during the Nintendo Switch, right? Was it 10 years ago when the PS4 came out and the Xbox One? Has anybody ever heard of ChatGPT, or has anybody ever heard of anything related to AI, right? Everything was just like it was like futuristic. But now AI is a huge thing. AI is not only incorporated in your search engine ChatGPT. AI is also incorporated in everything we use, like the smartphones. Google Assistant is insane. And in software now, so that what used to take hardware to upscale and to process an image now takes AI to do that same work, right? And so what Nintendo is doing is that they're using let's say the 239, the 239 is as I wouldn't say PlayStation 4, I would say PlayStation Pro 4 Pro, right? The Pro model. Let's say they use that chip with all this new hardware around it with AI upscaling, which by the way, DLSS 3.1 has also ray tracing, okay, with ray tracing via AI, something that was not possible 10 years ago, right? And so when they're talking about, oh yes, it's gonna be as powerful as a PS4. People are literally thinking about the PlayStation 4. They go directly to the graphics of the PlayStation 4 during that era. They go directly to the hardware part and how much they weighted the hardware, the graphics, the chip, the hard drive, all that. The people go straight there instead of thinking, yeah, is powerful. What's the power? Oh, the power comes from the chip. So they're just using the chip, a chip that is as powerful as that. Now think about this now. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Neither of those consoles were handheld consoles. They were not dockable and they were not you know handheld consoles. The Nintendo Switch is the Switch 2 will be a handheld console and a handheld portable and a dockable console. So we have a new form factor here that could take advantage of a chip that was that powerful, but with new technology, with new AI upscaling, with new hard drives that are coming, with new storage systems that with crazy read speeds. When you put this all together and you do a side by side comparison with the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch 2 side by side, you're gonna notice that the PlayStation Nintendo Switch 2 has no loading speeds, has ray tracing, has AI upscaling that will upscale to 4K resolution. There's so much that, and then all of a sudden, here's Nintendo with a system that mimics the PlayStation 5, but they took a different route to get there, right? They took a different route to get to that same kind of power, at least visually, to us, right? That's what matters. And speeds and when it comes to all that stuff, so when you makes sense because you're trying to create a handheld system that does not overheat, and in order to do that, you have to really take shortcuts and find new ways onto giving you a good system that will not really overheat. The this Steam Deck. I used to own a Steam Deck. I bought it when it first came out because I was very intrigued and I wanted to cover it on the channel, right? I wanted our channel to be Nintendo and I wanted to add Steam Deck to it because I actually fell in love with the Steam Deck that I actually wanted to cover it, right? And so I don't no longer have a Steam Deck. Why? Because I think the Steam Deck tried too much too soon. It overheats to a point. When I was installing a game called Yooka-Laylee, okay, Yooka-Laylee. I installed the game. I played it for about 5 minutes. The Steam Deck actually burnt my hand. The back of the Steam Deck. I was holding it like this. I grabbed it to the back, and it actually burnt my hand. I dropped it, and so when I called the company to let them know, hey, this thing is overheating. Can I return it? They wouldn't. They said, you know what? Go ahead and lower all the specs all the way down. I'm like, what's the point of having this system where with a game like Yooka-Laylee, I have to lower all the specs all the way to the the bottom in order for it to be usable. There's no point, right? So I rather wait for a Switch 2 and them work on this cooling system where we can actually get an actual real high quality game in handheld mode without it overheating, you know? So I hope that answers your question. I hope that answers your question about whether it's going to be a PlayStation 4 level console or you know thank you. So I hope that answers your question on whether that's going to be a PlayStation 4 level system or not. It's just there's a lot more into it than just saying it's going to be as fast or as powerful as the PlayStation 4, which by the way, I think is not. I think it's going to be more powerful than that. I think it's going to be more powerful than the Steam Deck is now. So I will compare more to the Rogue Ally. If you look up the Rogue Ally, look up the specs and everything like that, I would compare more to that than the actual Steam Deck or even PlayStation 4 and stuff. So that's just my opinion. Hopefully Nintendo listens and comes through. But with everything we've heard so far, everything that we've known, you can put all that together and then come up with a conclusion on how fast and how powerful this system really be, right? And Nintendo never at the end, Nintendo really never lets us down when it comes to stuff, right? Their games are amazing. They find a way how to put Breath of the Wild on the Switch, and I mean Tears of the Kingdom, never throw out Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch. And there's so many impossible ports that are on the Switch as well. Imagine what they can do with a better, more powerful console. And I think that's what we're gonna get. Shout out to Emmanuel from El Salvador. Welcome, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for being here. You are awesome. You are awesome. Jay Biggs, aka also in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Let me go here. Thank you guys for being here. So, all right, so we got that right. How about let's go over to the other news? Okay, we have another piece of news that is as big. I think it's as big as Switch 2. Okay, and it has to do with video games. Video games, guys. There is something happening that I think is too soon for it to happen. I don't want it to happen. I want it to be a little longer. And I'm talking about this physical games. Physical games, guys. Let me share something with you right now, quick. First of all, let's go ahead and share this right here from my Nintendo news. Okay. Many first-party Nintendo games seemingly going out of print. You know what that means? It means that they're no longer making the physical copies of them. Okay. And when you look at the list of the games that are being taken out of print, it's insane. You know what happens when you take a game out of print? There's no more printing of the games. That means that there's less copies out in the field and the game goes up in price. And so if you want a physical copy of a certain game, that you're gonna have to pay a bookload of money. And so look at the games that are actually going out of print. Okay, this is insane. We got Paper Mario, Origami King. Okay, Donkey Kong Country Freeze, Tropical Freeze, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Metroid Dread, Kirby Star Allies, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Fire Emblem Engage came out last year. It's already going out of print. Yoshi's Crafted World, WarioWare Get It Together, Nintendo Switch Sports, Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Mario Maker 2, Mario Strikers Battle League. Now, these games are going out of print, right? What? Let's go ahead and read here. A number of high-profile first-party Nintendo games are seemingly going out of print, at least in North America. The news was spotted by Nintendo, with some retailers removing the listed games below from the inventory. It is not clear why this is happening, but there is some prospect that it could be introduced as select titles, seeing that the Nintendo Switch's successor is presumably on the horizon. Now, this could be true. This could be that Nintendo is already focused on next gen games, and the games that are listed here are leaving print. They're not going to be printed anymore, and they might release another version of like a select Nintendo Selects. Although I have not seen Nintendo Selects in a long time. All right, but the thing is, there was a big giant news recently that major outlet retailers were not going to be selling physical copies. So every physical copy of games, video games, movies, and music, well, I mean, music is already digital; it's gone forever. But at least games and movies were no longer getting physical copies in stores. Best Buy is joining that. I think Target is also doing it. There's a lot of stores out there that are removing their entire physical thing, including video games, which is crazy. And and so when I read this, I started doing some research and I came across some videos of people actually in stores where they are removing everything as we speak. And so this led me, and I found here on Twitter, from my retro life, he went ahead and posted this video out of his Best Buy thing here. And look at the PlayStation aisle here, where the PlayStation games were listed at is completely empty. There's no more physical versions. Here he actually went into this Best Buy, and he says this empty space was once filled with video games. And look at that. Look at that. he had his little sappy music behind it. But take a look at that. We have the Nintendo out. Nintendo out always looks beautiful, right? And so all of the physical games from stores are being taken down. Best Buy is the one, they always do that at Best Buy. They just want to be ahead of the curve and just kind of do it fast. But here we have another one here. Right here is another one from Target. From Target, look at that. Look at the empty slots. There's and this is the Xbox one, the Xbox era here. Let me get rid of this. So this is the Xbox aisle here. Hogwarts Legacy just came out. Resident Evil 4, their new games. Hogwarts Legacy. As you can see, they're only like the newer titles physical here, but everything here is kind of empty, which is crazy. I think that's it from that. But it's a sad thing knowing that this digital age is taking over so fast. I was expecting it for just slow along the lines, right? And so it just makes sense that Nintendo's is releasing two consoles for the Switch 2, one completely digital and one physical. And it's interesting to see which of these consoles will sell the most, right? Because it'll depend on whether Nintendo, the digital version of the Switch sells more than the physical. You know what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna just phase out. PlayStation right now, I think, did something very cool, and it's that they released that PlayStation 5 Slim, and so with this PlayStation 5, you have the option of removing the disc drive or attaching a disc drive, which I think is giving people options, which is, I think, is good, right? And so this is happening now. The physical era, the physical era of Nintendo games is sad. It's just sad. I want games to be around for a long time, the physical versions of it. And so I don't know why Best Buy had to leave just lead the charge and removing everything from their stores. And come on, calm down, Best Buy. Just take it easy, And so makes you think, right? It makes you think. It makes you appreciate things. All these games that we have here, right here, right? All the list of games. Paper Mario, Origami King, Donkey Kong Country. If Nintendo removes these games from print and they don't come back, you know how hard it is going to be to get your hands on one of these games. It's going to be super tough, and they're going to go up in price. And so, I mean, physical collecting is going to turn into an art form and an investment at the same time. But yeah, let's see here. Let's go ahead and read some comments here. I want to know what you guys think about this. If true, I would buy them all digital because I buy all my games digital, but there should have physical for people who want them. I agree, right? I do agree. Let's see here. I'm not against digital media at all, but I get what you guys mean. You guys want it to be optional. Some that prefer physical media over digital media, and some prefer. Yep, you are 100% right. You are 100% right. Let's go on, try digital once and it fail again. But yeah, the difference between physical media um is that it's physical media. You actually feel like you actually own it. You there's this debate out there that I know digital copies are licenses, right, to the games that could be revoked at any moment and any time. And so physical, it's actually kind of easier with that part, right? But I mean, I have I have 90% of my personal library is digital. I gotta tell you that it's digital, and so I do have some physical copies. I am planning to buy more physical copies, just maybe for the nostalgia of it, right? Just to have it and to keep it and say, hey, this is a physical copy of a game. This is a physical copy. Like it's real. It's right here. I can touch it. You know, but it is what it is. I can't complain because there are no longer, let's say, cassette tapes and then DVDs, right? And then I guess digital came after DVDs, blue, the iPod and stuff. And I guess it's all part of moving forward, right? It's all part of moving forward with technology and moving forward with life. And sometimes you gotta think about it, right? You have to think about how far can one piece of technology take you, or how far can one thing, no matter what it is, take you, right? And then where do you want to go? Where do you want to end up? What is the future that you want? And you have to find a way how to get there. Maybe riding a horse, is not the way. Maybe buying a car is, you know, maybe I don't know, riding a bike is not it, but you have to get on a bus and get there quicker. And there's so many things that it makes you think, it makes you wonder. You think about life itself and how fast we're moving with it, right? So I just, guys, let's all slow down. Let's just look around. Let's just remember. Let's just appreciate things before they're gone. There's this beautiful quote from The Office, right? The show The Office, and it was done by Rand. What's his name again? Andy Bernard from The Office. In the season finale, he said I think the quote of quotes, and he said, "I wish there was some way to know that we are in the good old times before we actually leave them, right? Because we're always thinking about the good old times, the good old times, the good old times, but we don't realize that the good old times, until we have left them completely." And I think, wow, that is a quote. What if there was a way to know that you are in those good old times before you actually left them? And I think I have an answer for that. I think that the answer is that you just have to realize and acknowledge now, here, where you are, the people around you, what you have, and just make it the best you can. Love with all your strength, support each other, you know, and I think that you will actually kind of pinpoint when you move too fast in life, you realize that you left the good times behind. But if you slow down, take a minute, look around, you realize you're in them and you can enjoy them to the fullest. And I think that's what life is all about, right? It's like this physical copy, right? One day, you physical copy are not gonna be around anymore, and I will remember you because I'm holding you now and say, I remember that day when I was like live streaming and holding on to this physical copy, and then it's gonna be here one day, one and not anymore. I'm like, Man, remember those days when we used to have physical copies of Super Mario Brothers games, right? Remember those days where we used to have physical copies of games, of tapes, of CDs. Remember those Blu-rays, guys? Remember? I'm like, it's just so crazy. And I think this is a good spot. I think even though the news is kind of sad and negative, I think there's something good from it. And is that it teaches us to take some time and to slow down and to realize that not everything is forever, but we can enjoy it while it's here. We can cherish it while it's here, and not just physical things, family members, friends, you know, moments. If you're in college, if you're married, if you just had your first kid, your first newborn, if you have, everything around you, there is a moment, and I think it's up to us for us to acknowledge it and to be a part of it rather than stand outside of it and move fast and just go past it. And then once you're past it, you look back and say you call it the good old times, but you're in them now. Use it now. Be there now. Yeah. So, guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with me here at the Odyssey. I appreciate you. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the news. All right. And in perspective, then I think everything in life is a lesson. And I hope that today I could help you. I know I've learned something. I learned something new, and I hope you did too. I appreciate more than you know. You guys, I know I have two things that I always let you know before I let you go, which are very, very crucial. It's number one, never ever give up. And number two, journey on. What's the journey on? Keep journeying on. Doesn't matter what obstacles you have. Don't let anything allow you to quit because the journey is still on. And life is good. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Peace.